Right, welcome to Van Talks number 4 on the Watch with Will channel. I'm Will, and this segment of this show is all about questions and getting questions answered, and I've lost the questions. There they are. It's a bit sunny today, so I've got my sunglasses on. Obviously, look at my face. I picked random questions from this box. I wrote the questions, but there's a few in there. I don't know what's coming up. So here's my random question for today. Okay, why do people run from difficult truths? Truth. I can't say me THs. True facts. Why do people run from facts? That might seem a bit of a weird question. Run from facts? What do you mean? Run from is a weird way of wording it, but avoid facts, real facts that are undeniably true. They run from them. And this is both sides of the coin here. We're talking the lefties and conservatives both run from certain facts. So, what am I talking about? Well, I think the main one I'd like to bring up, well, not the main one, but just one that I'd like to bring up, would be the difference between men and women. I think it gets forgotten about. I even get it at my work, to be honest. My work's pretty cool. They're not a lot of common sense, but it's a big company, and they have to protect themselves in certain ways. And recently we had some type of, I don't even know what they call it, but it was like women in the workplace type. It's like celebrating women in the workplace type thing. And why? Like, let's celebrate women in the workplace. Let's give them preferential treatment. No, why should we do that? Why would I give them preferential treatment? Give them the same treatment, give them fair treatment, of course. But preferential? No. Yeah, so recently I was looking at jobs online. And there was a job that I quite fancied. And I fit all the criteria, or I think I did anyway. Applied in the best way I could, but didn't get anything. Fine. The problem being is that on the front page of the website, they specifically said they were looking for women, not men, because they've got too many men in this role. Well, the role, again, I'm not going to say what the role was, but the role in question is a male-dominated area because of what it is. It's in the transport industry. And you couldn't do that about the other way around. Like, do they look for men in the nursing and care home industry? Do they... Like, I know technically you can have an idea in your head, I would like a man for this role, for whatever reason. I would like a woman for this role, for whatever reason. But actually physically saying it on the website, surely that you can't do that. There's laws against... sexism in the workplace, and that is sexism. You say it's for a good reason. You say, we haven't got enough women. It doesn't matter. If women aren't applying for the role, you can't force them to. Women don't like certain jobs. Men don't like certain jobs. It's just the way it is. You just got to deal with it. Yeah, men like certain jobs, women like other jobs. There's exceptions in both, of course. There's certain women that are quite happy to be a plasterer, quite happy to be a mechanic. Fine, of course they can do it, of course they can, but they don't want to do it. Most of them would rather work in some type of office environment. Again, fine, I understand that, it's warm, it's nice. They're good at talking. They're better than men at talking, most of them. They're more skilled with their linguistics. So they are better at certain jobs. Men are more physical. We're clearly more powerful, bigger, stronger. So we're going to be better at physical tasks. We're going to be better at being a plasterer. We're going to be better at being a UFC fighter. You know, as much as I love to watch the women UFC fighting, it's not what I'm paying for. You go to watch the men fight. Heavyweight boxers. I mean, could you name a woman heavyweight boxer? I think very few people could. Whereas the men heavyweight boxers, you can name loads. But then, could you name a female pop star? Could you name a male pop star? Well, if you can name a pop star, there's a good chance you can do both. But I think for people who don't listen to pop music, I think they're actually more likely to be able to name a woman over a man. So there's certain areas, women dominate certain areas, men dominate other areas. But why do people run from this? Why do people, like for instance at my work, they celebrate, women in the workplace? Well, that's patronising, isn't it? Towards women. I'd be patronised. If you had a man day, let's have a man day. What? What do you mean every day's a fucking man day? And you go, exactly. And you go, no. Every day's a man day because I make it that way. I make sure every day's a man day. Me. And it might seem like selfish and stuff, but no, I stand up for myself. I don't need someone to stand up for me in everyday life. I am my own boss in that respect. We've got oatcakes! Yay! Right. Anyway, people who run from facts, from truths, from fact deniers. We'll call them fact deniers. Shall we? Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them out there, and they all fight for their own weird little cause. Fat people. No, well, not all fat people. But those fat people that say, like, I don't fit on the roller coaster. It's not fair. It is fair, isn't it, you big fat bastard? Because you're fat. Like, no one forced you to eat all that you ate. You enjoyed yourself eating all that food, then what goes around comes around, and you don't get to enjoy yourself on Nemesis. You don't get to go on Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls because you'll sink the boat. You don't get to do these things. Airplane seats. Oh, if you ever get a chubby funster on an airplane seat, they're a nightmare. Sweating in. Now I smoke. Well, I vape, and sometimes smoke. If I'm drinking, I'll have a cigarette. I would never blow it in someone's face and go, well, it's only fair. You're breathing near me. I'm going to blow smoke near you. No, because we all know smoking's bad for you. I do. If I ever get cancer, you won't hear me complain. I smoked. I knew the risks. You cannot complain and go, this ain't fair, if something like that happens to you when you know the risks. Same with fat people. But why do they deny these facts? They deny them. They go, no, it's fine. Flat earthers. They are a really weird breed. To me, they're very, very strange, because I like looking at conspiracy videos on YouTube. They fascinate me because sometimes you go, oh yeah, and it makes you think, and you go, actually, now you're saying that, I'll look into it a bit more. Inevitably, you do look into it and realise that whatever point they were making, you realise why they were wrong. You go, oh, that's why they were wrong. Right, that explains that opinion that person had. The 9/11 one's quite good for that. 9/11's good, apparently, according to me now. It's not good, obviously. But the 9/11 conspiracy theories, I got into that for a bit, and I was kind of like there with them. I was like, you know what, Building 7 and all that stuff. But if you look into it, actually, yeah, there's some coincidences still there. But there's coincidences in everyday life. It always happens. And most of it is plain and simple. Those buildings got hit with a big fucking plane each. They ain't going to survive that. Those planes were big, powerful, lot of fuel, a lot of speed, a lot of mass. I'm surprised the buildings stayed up as long as they did. Anyway, flat earthers. Where did this even idea come from? Well, I mean, I suppose you can see where it comes from. You look out and it looks flat. But the thing is, even that's a bit mental, because if you look out, the Earth's clearly not flat. So I live in Cheshire. Cheshire's quite a flat county in the UK. Not many hills. So when you're driving around, there is, if you drive into the sticks a little bit, there is parts that are very, very flat, and you can see a long way. But I can't. Snowdon's not that far away from where I am, relative to the planet. Anyway, Snowdon's a big mountain. It's not that far away, but I can't see it from here. I can't see it for quite a while. It's roughly about a 2-hour drive from where I am, if the roads are okay, you know. But I can't see it from where I am, and I have to get really close to it, to be honest, before I can see it. I can't see any of the mountains around that area from here. None. And you know why that is? Because they're round a corner. To me, they're enough over. You know, like I say, it's a 2-hour drive. That's enough to completely be invisible to where I am. I mean, I don't know how high up I'd have to go before I could look out and see Snowdon, but I imagine it's fairly high. So flat earthers, they know this, they see this, they must see it wherever they live, pretty much. It makes no sense. But like, what? And they also say, well, I don't know if they all say this, but the ones I've seen say it's the disc, and round the edge is ice, like an ice wall, like Game of Thrones. What? Because there's a North and South Pole. So they think, you know, whichever way you go, you end up at ice. So they think it's a round circle and there's ice. Right. If there was a giant ice wall, we'd have been over it by now. We'd have gone to it and gone, right, let's get over this. This is a thing we can do. Humans are mental. Humans will always look at a challenge, and someone, some absolute lunatic, will try it. They say, if a giant tsunami hits and we have enough warning, only 2 people will die. The weatherman, who's standing there reporting it, and the idiot that tries to surf it. There'll always be an idiot that tries to surf it, and that's the same for anything. You look at a giant mountain, there'll be an idiot who tries to climb it. You look at how deep an ocean is, there's an idiot who tries to go to the bottom. We are just wired that way. We want to explore, we want to find out, we want to discover things. And yet you think the Earth's flat. You absolute cretin. So yeah, flat earthers, fat people deniers, patronising feminists. Not all feminists. Oh, by the way, on that feminist point, I'm with you on like quite a lot. Like, the number one threat to women is men. 100%. 100%. There's no denying that. Men are awful, awful creatures. We are shit. But you can't expect preferential treatment when it comes to the workplace or sports or most things. You can only really expect fairness. Fairness is the best thing to expect. The world doesn't owe anyone anything. We all owe each other respect. Nothing more. Nothing more than that. Help where you can. Don't expect help. It's a lesson from Will. Like I know what I'm fucking talking about.